Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. This is According to MzShellz, and this is your girl, MzShellz. Welcome to another episode of my channel. And guess what? It is National Gardening Day, and what a pleasure it is for me to have Miss Jacqueline Samuels from Jackys Plant Haven. And so she's going to be talking with us today and sharing all the little tidbits and all the little treats and all the little tricks for all of you, our viewers. And of course, don't be afraid to subscribe not only to my channel, According to MzShellz, but also to her channel, Jackys Plant Haven, where you will get everything all about plant. Listen to me, I call this lady the queen of plant, okay? If you want to know what's going on with your plant, check her out. Listen to me. The other day, I heard her talking about the gnats. And listen to me, I always really thought they were just fruit flies and I'm looking for the fruits, which is thrown away. Only to find out is, you know what? I'm going to let her tell you all about it. So, Miss Jackie, how are you? Welcome to my show. It's gardening day and I am going to stop sharing so you can take over. Welcome. I'm so excited. How are you doing, my sister and friend?
I am absolutely great. It's so awesome to be with you today. And can you imagine National Gardening Day? I am so excited that there's a day for gardening.
Right.
I'm absolutely excited that we have a day dedicated just to gardening.
And
So,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but would you believe when I did my research that this month is actually the month for gardening, April.
yes,
And then
yes.
they have May, I think it's May or June, where they actually do a whole week again for gardening.
Mhm.
Somebody, these gardeners are really taking over the calendar.
For sure, for sure.
Awesome, awesome. So before we even get into the whole thing of gardening and so on and so forth, I just wanted to find out, because we celebrate life's moment on my channel. So I wanted to find out that moment you realized that you truly loved this thing of planting, or you had that green thumb, whichever expression you want to use. I don't know what color thumb I have. The moment you discover that, hey, you love this thing called planting and gardening.
Yes, no, I wouldn't even say it was a moment because I've always loved gardening ever since I was a child because my dad was big into farming. And so I have always been a lover of nature, of planting. So even as a child, I would plant flowers and I would love to watch them grow and I would get seeds and it was just fascinating to see what would come from just a little seed. So I've always been a plant lover or a lover of the outdoors, gardening, all of that cool stuff. I've always, it's just always been a part of me. Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. And so, quick question: this farm with you and your dad, where was that farm located?
So I'm originally from Jamaica. So we were in St. Anne.
All
And
right.
so, yes, so St. Anne in Jamaica. So he had a pretty big farm and he would grow, you name it, and he would grow potatoes, yam, coffee. We even used to grow coffee and
Wow.
ginger and just about a wide range of fruits and vegetables that he would grow. And then we would be in charge of the flowers garden. So, so
Okay.
it's yes, that was. Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. So describe for us, because ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to remind you again to go over to Jackie's Plant Haven, okay, and
Mhm.
click on that subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you can get all the time her videos are uploaded. So the one question I wanted to find out was your best planting season. I know you've been doing this forever, it seemed like. So find the best one and tell us all about it.
So my best planting season actually is right now in the spring, right? So around about now it's the best time for planting because you can start your seeds indoors and the weather is you get a mix of the rain and the sun and the rain is so good for the plants. So it's for you to get that good yield that you want, like later on in spring, going into summer and even into the fall. Spring is the time when you get your gardens going. Yes.
Awesome, 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 awesome. All right. What's your favorite plant or flower? Do you have a
Okay.
bias or?
So this is like someone asking a parent, which child is your favorite? Trust
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry.
I have so many plants that I love. It's so hard to choose a favorite. One in the background
I
there,
was just
that's
going
my
to ask you
ZZ.
about that one to tell us about that
Yes,
one.
that's my ZZ plant, and it's very easy. I always recommend that for people who want to, start their plant collection. The ZZ plant is one of the easiest because it doesn't require a lot in terms of care, and you water it like as often as you pay rent. Right, so it holds water, so you don't. If you water it too much, it will die. And I
Oh,
have to bring this one. This is another one that's my favorite too. This
oh.
is called the Anthurium clarinervium. It's one of my favorites.
Say the
Very,
name
very
again, please.
beautiful.
Repeat the
This
name.
is the Anthurium clarinervium.
Okay, I will try to repeat.
Yes, so this is another one, but I have so many that are favorites, so it's hard to pick one.
Mhm. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to step away a little bit from planting. I know you're a
Mhm,
busy um, entrepreneur, you do other different things in your life and are raising a lovely group of people called your family. But what's your
mhm,
ultimate cheat day? Because we still want to celebrate life in every
mhm.
little way on my channel. So I always find a little way to encourage persons to self-care. So what's your best or a good idea for your cheat day? What would you consider your cheat day?
I guess because I'm so much into nature and the outdoors. For me, it would be like just a day away at a beautiful botanical gardens, and just to take a nice tour and just relax, and probably then just go to a spa and just treat myself.
Right. So even
So
in your cheat day, you still will be want to be around plants, and I know
yes,
this
I
all the
would
time.
want
And you
to.
say plant is therapy,
Yes, it
and I think
is.
you even said you talk to your plants. How does
Yeah, I
that go?
do. I do actually. So, it's something that plant lovers do. Like if you see a plant struggling, you might know what it is, but you will talk to the plant like, what's wrong? Why aren't you growing? What is happening with you? And if your plant is growing and doing well, you would say, you just say something nice. I don't know. It's just something that I do all the
Moment.
time. I just talk to my plants. I mean, they're not going to, well, they respond by growing, okay?
All right, so we're gonna go deeper into this gardening, and it's as I said to everybody who have just joined us, it's National Gardening Day, and we have a
Yes, it
special
is.
guest on my channel today called Jacqueline Summers, and she's from Jackys Plant Haven. As I said, she's the queen of plants. Anything plants, check her channel, okay? So I remember watching one of your episodes, and you were talking about perennials and annuals, and I'm hoping I'm calling them correct.
Yes.
What are they? What's the
So,
difference? And tell us all about that.
okay, so when you're doing your gardens, especially if you're doing outdoor gardening, you have to decide what kind of plants do you want in your garden, and what kind of maintenance are you willing to, put into taking care of your plants. Now, annuals, those are plants that grow in one season. So from this, say for instance, spring right into summer, right down into fall, they grow and bloom and die in one season, right? So after that season is over, depending on your plant zone, actually. So depending on your plant zone, those plants, they just die after they bloom. And then the next year, say after the winter, the next year, you have to plant those again. So we call them
Oh.
annuals because they just last for a year. But the
Mhm.
perennials, now these are plants that once you put them in the ground, they come back year after year. So even after they bloom and you get the flowers and then the season is done and then winter comes along, then those plants, they will die off, but then they come back up the next season. So with perennials, you only need to plant them once and they come back every year.
I
So
thought
that's
it
the
was the
main
other way
difference.
around. I'm sorry, I thought it was the other way around. Also,
Yes.
you mentioned something about plant zone. Could you go
Hmm.
into that? Because I watched your video, and guys, remember, I'm going to put some of these videos in the description box, and look out for those links to click on. And after this video, so you could go and see what she's been talking about over the last couple of weeks and months. But could
Yes.
you go a little deeper into the plant zone? Because you said you're in zone 4 or
Yeah,
5.
so I'm actually in a zone 5, and here in Canada, our zones go from say 0 to 9, where 0 is the coldest zone.
Oh,
And so when you are buying plants, you typically on the label you will see the plant hardiness. So the hardiness zone will tell you where those plants will survive. So for me, if I am going to plant something in the ground, I want to look to see, is it a zone 5 and below? Because I'm a zone 5, I know that if I buy a plant that's a zone, say 0 to 5, then those will survive the harsh winter. But if I'm going to buy a plant that is, say, a zone 9, because we go from, say, 0 to 9 in Canada, if I'm going to buy a plant and it says the hardiness zone is zone 9, it will not survive during the winter. Right. So you want to check to see what your plant hardiness zone is. And the quickest way to do that is you can just use the Farmers Almanac website, and you can just plug it in and just type your zip code, whether you're Canada, US, wherever you are, you put in your zip code and it will tell you what your hardiness zone is. And then you can buy your plants based on the zone.
So we're both from Jamaica. Does the Jamaicans have to do that too? The plants?
So no, so for those people who have the tropical climate where they don't deal with winters, they don't deal with harsh winters, they
Okay,
don't have to worry about zones.
I
So
know we don't have the winters, but I was just thinking in terms of the
no,
plant zone and the. Okay.
yeah, so the zone doesn't affect them because so what a plant that is an annual in my zone, like a plant that is an annual here that only lasts one season, if I'm in, say, the Caribbean and I have that in the ground, that can last for longer than just a year because they don't have to deal with the harsh conditions of the weather. So depending on your climate, you might not have to worry about the zone at all.
Okay, and then the zone is only a concern if you're planting on the outside. It's a house
If you're
plant.
exactly,
Okay, all right.
yes.
So if someone was supposed to, before I even go there, there was something else that I discovered when watching one of your videos. The frost date. You started off by
Yes.
saying my last frost date was for
Mm.
1 year, whatever the date was, and I'm like, huh? So as I said,
Yeah.
guys, I've been learning a lot of things on her channel. You need to.
So, so when you talk about the frost date, what happens is that many gardeners, especially those who do vegetables and they want to, grow what they eat what they grow, you can start your seeds from indoors. So you don't have to wait until it's just always consistently nice and sunny. You can start your seeds indoors, but you can't plant them in the ground until your last frost date. Now, the last frost date has to do with the last date when you can have like a frost or a snow that could actually kill those seedlings if you put them in the ground. So like for me, my last frost date is going to be May 4. So all the seeds that I'm starting indoors, I will not put them in the ground until anytime after May 4, because I know I won't have to worry about them being frostbitten or anything like that.
Okay, and then
And you can also use the Farmers Almanac website to check.
from you, so I'm thinking maybe it's around. I didn't get a chance to research before, but I'm thinking maybe it would be about the same time here in Michigan, about May 4th. Is it? You think? Would it be?
Probably, because usually it's around about early May when you will find that. But as again, you can always check the Farmers Almanac website, and you can just put it in. Once your zone is there, you put in your time zone, then they can quickly just tell you what your last prostate is going to be. Your area code, sorry, your code.
Okay, cool. So now, if someone in my audience decided that, okay, I'm going to start gardening this year, I'm going to do something, whether it's a backyard garden or whether it's a little potty thing, what are some of the must-have tools or some of the things that they must have in order to start? Whether they're in the tropics, whether they're in Canada, US, UK, wherever. What are some must-have tools and stuff that they need to have?
Okay, so you first of all decide whether you're going to be gardening outdoors in like on a patch of land, or are you going to be doing container gardening, right? Because for some people who live in apartments or you don't have a piece of land, you can grow in containers. So you will decide on that first, and then you're going to need your soil for sure. You will need gloves. You will need a good set of bypass pruners. Those are absolutely essential. You're going to need the watering can or a hose. You're going to need your seeds. You're going to need your seed pods to get your seeds started, right? Those are just some basic tools. And gardening tools are not expensive. If you go to the dollar store, you can see even lots of gardening tools that are there now that you can actually use to get you started with your gardening.
Okay, cool. All right. So now, as the season progresses, if someone from the audience should come to Jackie's garden and see what you're doing, what would be some of the fruits or what some of the plants or whatever they'll see in your garden? What are some of the
in my garden?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I keep a list of the stuff that I grow in my garden. So right now in my garden, you would find roses, and I have different types of roses. There's one called the Rose of Sharon. It's a rose that can survive the winter because it's similar to the hibiscus. Now we know the hibiscus back home. The hibiscus it cannot survive outside, right? But that, if you love the hibiscus, and the Rose of Sharon is similar to the hibiscus, so that one is hardy. I have tulips, I have hydrangeas, I have hyacinths, which are scented. When those bloom, you smell, it's like a perfume. It's just really nice smelling. I have lilies. Lilies also give you scent. Cornflowers, I have hostas and daffodils, a few others too. In my vegetable garden, I grow kale, callaloo, tomatoes, beans, cantaloupe, thyme, pepper, green onions, or we call it scallion, but scallion is not the same as green onions, right? And this year I'm going to be growing some watermelon again. I do grow watermelon from time to time. Cucumbers.
So do that. I don't mean to interrupt you, but tell us, because I'm thinking, when you think about watermelon, because I grew up in Manchester and I remember anything on the vine, the pumpkin, the watermelon, it needs a lot of space to just run.
Right. Yes, so I have
an apartment. Watermelon in here? I don't
know. It would be hard for you to grow the watermelon in an apartment. So you would need a piece of land because it runs on a vine, like on the ground, almost like how you grow the watermelon, the cantaloupe and the pumpkin. Those grow like flat and run on the ground, so you'd have to get a piece of land and contain it in a certain area. So I don't grow the watermelon every year. I do it like probably every other year. But I mean, the first time I did watermelon, I was like just so amazed at how easy it was to grow and how tasty it was. It was so tasty, right? So yes. So I mean, the thing is, I love to experiment. I just love to experiment. And one thing I can tell you, between the end of spring, going into summer, going into fall, I do not buy any vegetables at all from the store. I grow all the vegetables. If I don't grow it, I'm not gonna eat it. I just make sure I grow everything I eat during that season. But it's not just because of the land. If you have just containers, you can choose the ones you grow in a container. So you can grow tomatoes in containers. You can grow peppers sweet pepper or Scotch bonnet pepper. So you can choose to grow just a few things. Kale, even callaloo can be grown in a container. Spinach, those can also be grown. And kale, as I said before, you can grow those vegetables in a container. And if you just have a sunny balcony outside, you just put it there. And there you go.
And again, everybody, don't forget to subscribe on our channels. Mine is According to MzShellz, hers
Yes.
is Jackys Plant Haven, and there is a video dedicated to doing all the fruits and all the videos and all the vegetables. Okay,
Yes.
so go on over and check it out. All right. No, I know each plant has a different care involved, and I know you have a video on, centered around different plants and so, but could you just pick one and just give a few tips on how to care? Let's start with that one behind you that everyone can see.
Okay, so
Right.
this as I said before,
That
this
one
is
has a couple tips.
this is a ZZ plant, and it is, I would recommend, if I have someone who says to me I don't have a green thumb, then I would recommend this plant. It's very, very easy to grow. And it's a plant that if you neglect it, it's so forgiving. Many plants require bright light to do well. This plant, if you don't have a bright sunny area, it can even survive in a darker space in your home, right? So you simply just water it, as I said before, as often as you pay rent. So no more than once per month you water this, because this one, it has bulbs that hold the water. So if you if you water it too much, then those bulbs will get soggy and then you can lose this plant. So it's very, very easy to take care of. I don't know how easy it is to get in the area that you are, but most plant stores you will find a ZZ plant, very easy to take care of.
Okay. All right. I think maybe this question was answered before, but when is the best time to start? If you want to do
So good question. Yeah, very good question. And I'm so happy that today is World Gardening Day, because guess what? Today is the day you can actually go to the store if you are able to get your seeds and start them, because you can start it indoors. So tomato, right? So if you want to give it a try, start with tomato seeds, right? Once you buy those seeds, you just get the potting mix. So you have the starting potting mix, and you put your seeds in and you just put it against a sunny window so it can get some sunlight, and you can probably cover it with plastic, and so it can hold the humidity. And so the tomato seeds are very easy to start, very easy to grow, so you can start with those if it's your first time. And
you mentioned tomato, but have you done, because I know cabbage is an easy one too. Have you ever done that?
Yes, I've done, and I've actually started some cabbage seeds indoors. They're doing well. Those seedlings are doing well, so I'm going to put those outdoors after the frost date. So yes, cabbage, you can do cabbage, you can do kale. Kale is pretty easy as well, and spinach. Those are very easy seeds to grow, and they germinate pretty fast. Once you put them in the soil, after a week or two, you will notice that they start to wake up. Right, so you can start those. And you know what, when you buy your fruits and vegetables at the store, hold on to the seeds. So like if you buy tomatoes, you can take those seeds and let them dry and store them. And then the sweet pepper that you buy, sweet pepper I find can be so expensive. Once you get that sweet pepper, you get those seeds, allow them to dry. So put them on a paper towel and let them in the
oven. Air dry?
Just air dry, right? Just let them air dry. So give it a few days, let them air dry. And then you can plant those, because last year I actually planted some sweet pepper seeds from sweet pepper that I had bought from the store, and I saved those seeds. So you can actually plant the seeds from the same fruits that you're buying in the supermarket. Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Is there anything you'd want to share with the audience that I didn't ask as it relates to gardening? Anything you wanted to remember when they're starting this lovely project, embarking on this project called gardening?
Uh, you know what? It's a hobby of mine, and I just want to encourage everyone to really gardening is really therapeutic, and plants are therapeutic. And if you want to continue to maintain a healthy diet, I would say, free of chemicals and all these additives and whatever, you can start by growing some of what you eat. Maybe we can't grow everything we eat. I mean, that would be nice if we're able to do that. But start by choosing one. Choose one thing that you are going to commit to. Say, you know what? I'm going to stop buying this at the store and I'm going to grow it for myself. Give it a try. If you fail, then that's fine. You just try again. But just choose at least one thing that you can say yes. And you know what? I can tell you, I can assure you, if you start, you're not going to stop. You're going to find that it's so rewarding. You are not going to stop.
I'm really excited. I'm thinking about the tomatoes, but we will see. Because
Yes, try. Even
we'll see. All right.
the thing with tomatoes, the one thing quickly, the thing with tomatoes, when you plant them, if you're putting it in a container, all you need to make sure is that it has a trellis or something to climb to hold it up. Because once the tomatoes start to come on the vine, then it's gonna get top heavy. So you want to just make sure you have. And these tomato trellis, you can get them at the dollar store as well, right? Probably $2-3. So you want to make sure that once it starts to grow and the tomatoes start to come, and then it has something to hold it up and to climb. But it's an easy one you can try.
All right, guys, we are here, National Gardening Day. And before we leave, we want Jackie to just promote any upcoming video that we need to come over your channel and see, and tell us a little bit of what's going on your side, your channel.
Yes, so I my channel is twofold. I focus on both gardening outdoors and indoor plants. So a lot of my my videos will focus on indoor plants because I have a lot of indoor plants. I have so many, I'm telling you. But yeah, so I do a lot of care videos for these plants, just simple care tips, because I like to see healthy plants, right? So, and for gardening day, I'm actually going to do a quick video on just some plants, seeds that you can start from outdoors and from indoors, sorry, and then watch them grow and see the results. So I'm going to show you some plants that I did, both plants that you can actually have them outside as just decorative plants. So I'm going to do a quick one on that. And I'm going to share something special on my channel today about the what I learned from gardening, just more of a reflection, the lessons that I've learned from gardening. Yes. So happy gardening day.
Yes. April 14th. All right, guys. So thank you so much for listening, for tuning in. Join me again where we celebrate all of life's moment. This is According to MzShellz, and we had a guest today from Jackys Plant Haven, the queen of plant herself, Jacqueline Samuels. Thank you so much, my friend, for coming on, and I really enjoyed this time together. And I'm an avid fan. I've been watching all your videos.
Thank you so much.
That's coming on today.
Yes.
Go along. All right.
Thank you so much. And I'm also on Instagram. I'm also on Instagram as Jackys Plant Haven. I'm on Facebook as well. Facebook page, Jackys Plant Haven. Everything is Jackys Plant Haven. Instagram, Jackys Plant. And it's Jackys_plant_haven for Instagram. And then here on
and if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comment, or as she said, follow her on Facebook, Instagram, or put it in her comments on her channels. She will definitely be answering your question, or just watching the video will answer the question. All right, guys. So thank you so much. It was good to see everybody. Take care of you. Remember, you are number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Yes.
God bless
Number one.
everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me.
No
God
problem,
bless
Jackie. I had
you.
fun.
Yeah.